Hey, so I already tried to do this video in the car, but it's really freaking hot, and I was just sweating, like, I was just like, oh, sweat mustache, oh, face mustache, oh, sweat mustache. So I'm gonna sit in the air conditioning while my sister's getting car insurance. Anyways, I want to do a follow-up on my video that was probably the last or before last video, called Tourettes Freakout. Sorry, everyone's gonna wonder what I'm doing, but whatever. Tourettes Freakout. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go watch that first and then come back here, because I don't want to explain the whole thing again. It'll just make the video longer. Okay, so basically it was a 3-day convention and thousands of people, and I was very stressed out, which made my Tourette's bad and my OCD bad, and that made my anxiety worse, which made my Tourette's and my OCD worse, which made anxiety worse, blah blah blah. It just ended up escalating to the point where it escalated to the point where I was just incredibly on edge, and for the first time ever, like, I've always been nervous in public. I've always been nervous and shy, and I hard to talk to me and stuff like that. But I was just scared shitless of like everyone, and I've been to like those conventions my entire life, and it's never affected me that way. But this time I was just afraid of everyone. It was like kind of like in the movies where there's like water coming in from all these directions, and it's like gonna hit you and you're gonna drown. There's nowhere to run, and it's just like you feel trapped, and it's just like you're gonna it feels really. Anyone who had experienced social anxiety will understand. It was really, really bad. I was struggling really hard to try and leave the auditorium. And my friend, if you've read my book Lady Injury, then you'll have read about her. I don't remember the name that I gave her in the book. I gave everyone different names. She was my friend who had an eating disorder and who had visited me a few times. So, anyways, so I hadn't seen her in a while, and she just like tapped on my shoulder. I turn around, and there she is. And I'm hugging her and I'm bawling my eyes out, and which was sad because she was about to introduce me to her boyfriend. So wasn't the time for that. But I was just, it was not this. Anyway, so she excuses herself from her boyfriend, and she comes and walks with me a little bit, and I kind of explain things a little, and I see this closet, a janitor's closet. It was like mop bucket and stuff, and it was dark in there, and I just like went straight for it. I hid in the janitor's closet, and my friend is like, you can't, it doesn't pass through there, like there's no exit, you can't go through the other side. And I'm like, I know, I'm just hiding like a little girl scared in a closet. So I just had this anxiety attack in there, or tried to calm down from an anxiety attack in there. I was feeling like I needed to cut really, really badly, and I wanted to find a place where I could just find some crap. I wasn't looking in the janitor's closet for that, but like most of the weekend I was thinking, about trying to hurt myself, or like going home and hurting myself, and I was thinking about dying again, and I hadn't thought about dying in quite a while. Just thought it was pointless, I'm back where I started. I'm freaking out, like, and just thinking, my life goals, they're not realistic. I'm not gonna be able to achieve it, and I'm crap, and just like, so I might as well just die. Like, what's the point in me living? And I figured if I go home, I might do something stupid, maybe not kill myself, but like self-harm, ruin like a year and 2 weeks of self-harm. At that time, it was a year and 2 weeks of self-harm free. I was gonna ruin it, and I figured, okay, go to the hospital. But if you go to the hospital, then you ruin your dreams. You ruin it. You don't get to end up going. If I go to it'll be on a record, and how could I be a peer specialist? Or like, how could I work in mental health? How could I, they're not gonna let me have foster kids. They'll think I'm nuts. And Anyways, I ended up going to the hospital. I tried to come down as best I could. Once I got home, you know, I was away from all that. It was done, but I still had this anxiety attack for hours. It was just like pretty much hyperventilating, breathing really fast, and freaking out. I figured, okay, just sleep on and it'll be better. And it wasn't better. It followed me for days. I was just hyperventilating for days, and I couldn't do it. It hurt. My chest, it hurt, and I was breathing too fast. It was too much. I would just burst into sobbing, and I was just a mess. And finally, I ended up getting to start some Seroquel. I'd stopped my Seroquel, so I figured, okay, I'll take this for anxiety, and by the next day, my anxiety was better, but I was just not used to the meds anymore, so I was very, very tired and confused and all that, but I got used to it. Anyway, so now it's better, but that was what it was. I experienced major social anxiety, major anxiety attacks that I haven't felt like in years. I felt like dying. I wanted to cut. I did not cut. It's been like, it's been almost a year and a month that I haven't. And I'll make another video of that, of how my feelings on not having cut, because it's kind of morphing. So I want to make a video about that too. I'll look the same because I'm going to be making videos while I'm on this trip. We're going to Fredericton to fix my bite splint for Tourette's.
Next time you're going through all that mess, give me a call, girl.
You heard all that?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was at the assembly. How could I call you? There's someone needs to pass one, you know? Oh, I didn't think I was being heard all the way over there.
I was just behind you.
Well, I was at the assembly. I couldn't call
but
you.
You said when you went home and stuff, you were... Like, you weren't at the assembly the entire time.
No, I did. I went home. I saw Jason. I went to get Mishu because he was being babysat at Jason's place, my brother, and he asked me what was wrong because it showed something was wrong, and I didn't want to talk about it. It was just going to make it worse, and I just went home and I freaked out for days, sobbing, and just it was not good. Anyway, I feel better now. I feel better than I was. So, I mean, I'm back on Seroquel. Anyways, yeah, so this concludes